Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is your friendly city planner Raznek, and whoa, he just ran that red light. Did you see that? Well, guess what? We got police stations now. That's right. He's gonna have to deal with it. We got fire stations. We've got schools. We got all kinds of stuff going on today as we expand this big, beautiful city. And this guy's driving quite erratically driving here in San Carlos. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you could, just go ahead and click that thumbs up button. You can take it back later. You know, if it turns out you don't like it, you can just unclick it. And if you haven't subscribed, you know, just click the button. It's free. All right. Oh no. Oh, I just thought I saw an accident. Don't run over people. This person's crazy. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's your friendly neighborhood city planner Raznek, and we are back in the wonderful, wonderful town of San Carlos. Well, tiny village, the tiny village of San Carlos, where hopefully today we're going to be making some progression out of tiny village into small village, and probably by the end of this episode into large village. We're probably going to be jumping both of those. So we're going to be getting into education and then fire, rescue, police it, and then some to specialized industries in today's video. But I was just kind of taking just a look back and imagining what my city is going to be like, kind of what my plan is right now. In the last episode we talked about we're probably going to be tucking industry up in close to this mountain just because of the way the wind blows kind of this way, and that way we don't have any air pollution tucking back in to the city. So we're going to bring industry kind of down along this mountain around this way and then south to here. So we're going to have industry and then bloop, and then eventually probably put a nice dock and you know, a rail yard, all those things in this general area, kind of make an industry hub that extends up the mountain. And then we'll continue residential and commercial kind of this way, more neighborhoods out here, more densely populated downtown. And as for main arteries of traffic, these will be upgraded to highways. So we'll have a main highway going up into the mountain, and then we're going to have parallel highways running this way out of downtown. So we got one, bloop, we're gonna have another one this way. We'll probably have another one up here, and then probably some more highway connections as we need them. But first, you know what we need? We need to just keep on plugging along. We need to unlock the next level. So let's just go ahead and unpause our little city of San Carlos. The housing market stinks, he says. What does he know? What does that person know? But let's just go ahead and, you know, like so much of this game, we're just going to zone in some more housing here just to say that part is done. We got housing coming in there. Then we can drop in some row housing here. Well, actually the demand's dropping. And as for jobs, I've kind of got this little commercial area over here along the river. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. In fact, I think I'm going to extend like an avenue this way, and almost make like a big commercial loop. I think we shall see. But first, let's start extending out our highways, our road network here. We already have one super block here. Let's see if we can bring down some more. And well, looky there, a rock musician's mansion. Well, the success. Where do we want to put the rock musician's mansion, I wonder? Someplace nice, you know. I wish it'd be beneficial if I had this area unlocked, because we could put the rock musician's mansion up there. But for right now, I think the best place, because it does give us a little bit of benefit, gives us +2 well-being in 500 meters, that we can just kind of tuck it in. You know, that's kind of a nice little spot up here. Just kind of tuck it into the woods here. And then, yeah, I think this is quite doable. Oh, and then we unlocked our next milestone. Milestone number 2, small village. We get $700,000, 2 dev points, 4 more panels, and then with that we have unlocked education and some more medium density housing. So we'll get into that in just a second. But yeah, let's tuck our little rock musician's mansion in right there. And then we're going to have to do a little bit of terrain leveling just because this map is a little wonky. So what we're going to do is we're going to level around, give us a little more room, and then we're going to come in here with our leveling tool and just kind of tuck things in like so. And then we can bring in a nice little path from our main intersection here to the rock musician's mansion, like that. There we go. That might be a little bit too much. Yeah, let's do. We don't want to give them all that road. We got to pay for it. There we go. Little lane here, and eventually we can come in and do some landscaping. But right now, that's just kind of hidden right here at the end of the street. You know, just kind of tucked up in there in the rock musicians. Oh, camera's going crazy. The rock musician's mansion right there. That's a nice little spot. All right, perfect. All right, on to the next tad bit is education. Let's work on some edumacation. All right, I kind of got this idea of what I'm wanting to go with. I think we're going to build our education kind of down here in this area, kind of close to the highway. And it's going to be kind of in the center of a large residential area. This will be kind of centrally located. So I went ahead and just brought down we're going to bring down like a main avenue off of this highway that goes this way. But we're kind of running out of room. I built us a couple more of our little blocks here for more residential and stuff like that. But we're running out of room. So that's... I thought we would just go ahead and we're going to buy up those 4 squares with our new purchasables. And now we've got these 4 squares. And then what I'm going to do is, so that I have a little more buildable area, especially here at the beginning, is I'm gonna bring this land out, and I'm gonna level a lot of this. This will never really be zoned, so it's gonna be fine if it runs between hills. So we're just gonna, you know, it doesn't even have to be perfect. We're just gonna go a little crazy here, and I'm not gonna level that. We'll actually leave that alone. But this area here, we're gonna kind of level down. Or just really bring out quite far and gain a bunch of extra flat land. And then where the highways sit, this is a highway, this is a highway. It's not gonna really matter as for zoning purposes because, well, we don't care. There's not going to be anything developed there, so we're just going to kind of let it, you know, our little, as the highway ducks down, you know, we're going to have like stuff overlooking the highway here, kind of up the hill. We are going to smooth this though, so it doesn't look so weird. We're just going to start with this first. And then let's expand this a little bit more. Kind of just pushing this dirt down this hill. Make things a little more, you know, so they don't look so artificial. But no, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. You know, in fact, we could actually have like a little cliff point that kind of comes off the edge there, like that. You know, you're coming around the bend, and up here maybe there'll be a house or a business or you know, another city industry thing. Let's just kind of, we'll just kind of smatter in a little bit of, just to rough this up. Yeah, just like that. Kind of a cliff overhanging this highway close to the river. One time, you know, this river had washed all this land out. You know what I'm saying. We're just making things up as we go. All right. Now that we've got plenty of room here, let's put in where it's going to be our kind of our educational area. So we're going to start with the elementary school. Elementary school is $25,000 a month. Right now, you're not going to be making any money, but it'll hold 1,000 kids. It does have an area of effect. So that's why I'm gonna kind of want this centrally located, and we'll develop residential out. That way we maximize that area of effect for the school. And I was thinking, I'm just gonna put it along this main avenue right here. It'll come down, connect to the highway, and then we have this main avenue through here. Yeah, why not? Sure, yeah, that'll be perfect. And then we can put just some residential maybe behind it, and in the center of the neighborhood here. Oop, just like that. Now we have our elementary school. Elementary schools are upgradable. In fact, this one has 3 upgrades. We can add a clinic. So you want to make sure you have room to do that. The clinic can be over here on the side if we need to. This part doesn't take up any more space, but it adds students, and then you can actually add a park. And this is nice being close to residential, because it does increase the well-being for everyone in the area. So yeah, we'll do like this. And then trying to think here. So that is our elementary school, which gives people basic education. So if you go in here to your workplace availability, you can see that we have different education levels. We have uneducated levels, which is very easy to come by. As soon as you start putting in businesses, the uneducated arrive. You have poorly educated, which is what elementary school does. It gives them it gives them poorly educated. Then you have educated, which would be the high school. Well educated, which will be like college. And then there's also a university, which gives you the highly educated. And then you can get into technical university and medical university, which even expands the education and specialization of your workforce even more. So yeah, a lot of stuff that can go with all that. You know what we can do? We can bring like a nice little crosswalk across the street here, and then we're just gonna do just a simple curve, just right into the back of the school. We can do the same thing over here, just to add, break up the squares. You know, the things aren't so square. It kind of breaks things up. And then we can plant a bunch of trees, or maybe eventually, we're gonna have a playground here, and then we can add like even a dog park back here once we unlock those. Just an area for recreation right behind the school. And then now across the street from that, we're just gonna go ahead and put it in. I am just gonna drop in the high school, and it's gonna be across the street from the elementary school, kind of. See, eventually we want our college here, our high school here. And the reason why I'm a little torn is because I need to have space for a giant add-on that goes with this. So we'll just plop that down, and you will see this giant add-on, which is this big football field, and I did that perfect. That's awesome. Because I can put this here, and then we can extend this road down straight if we ever need to. So that's going to be perfect. We're actually not going to add that right now, just because the upkeep is quite high, but it does add 40 of outdoor recreation, which really helps with the happiness of your people that are close to this. This almost acts like a city park. So all these people that live around here, this will be kind of like a recreation thing to make people happier. Makes them happier, but we're not going to add that right now. And then you have the school library, which increases graduation rates. And then you also have another extension, which adds a spot for more students. And that's the schools in a gist. That's kind of what we're working with the schools. We're going to extend this cross walk this way, like so. And you know what? We can actually put a nice... got an idea right here. We can actually put a different touch in. We can put a crosswalk across there, and then it has red lights. So nice safe crossing for our students into the school. There's also another crosswalk down here at the intersection. So yeah, we got a couple ways that they can get in to the school. That'll work. It'll work out nice. That's our education. That's it. So we'll just go ahead and hit play. And now we have people. No students attending yet. Our education system is amazing. I've done such a wonderful, wonderful job. And that's it for level 2 mainly, is the education expansion. We also get some medium density housing. And I'm really not going to put any in. This is your larger, kind of your larger apartment complexes. And I really don't have a need for those just yet. As you can see, the demand's not very high. And I like the row housing at first, just because it's a little more pleasant to look at. It just creates more of a quaint feel. I start putting in the medium density later. Usually my plan is low density, and then I start pushing the low density out with medium density, and then eventually the heavy, big, tall stuff near our city centers. All right, that is the education system. We're going to just play for a little bit and get some stuff unlocked, and if anything interesting happens, I will show you. One thing that you want to keep ahead of is work. You want places for your citizens to work. So you always want to make sure you have some open positions available. You don't want hundreds and hundreds of open positions available, but you do want some. And as you can see right now, we only have 5 open positions, and we have a great amount of demand for both commercial and industrial. So we're just a quick little blip about building into terrain. You know, you could level the entire map if you want to, right? It's your world, do what you want. You know, level it completely, you know, flatten it if that's what you want to. But if you like to build with the terrain, you know, sometimes you want to think about how the terrain would flow. And that's what's nice about this road, is it kind of sits at the bottom of a hill. You know, we could have it going up and down the hill, but it kind of sits at the bottom of the hill and creates almost like a divide for us on this hill. So what you can do is you start running into stuff like this, right, where you zone something in and it looks kind of weird. Well, you know, it's really the nice thing about this game, or one of the best things you can do, is give yourself space. You know, you don't have to use up every square inch, so just kind of level the area around the building. You know, then go back into your tool like that, and now it looks more of like a level kind of lot. You can see it doesn't look so oddly cut in. Just a small little business here, and eventually we'll save the space. We can put parks in. You can just put trees. You can do whatever you want with it. Then you have something like this. You put these little, you know, buildings in, and looks kind of weird. So let's just delete our paths. Let's delete those walkways, and then we'll grab our leveling tool, and we'll just kind of cut back a little bit into the hill. Grab our smoothing tool and just kind of smooth that out. And again, now it doesn't look so odd coming down the hill. And then what you could do up here is say you want to go put in some stuff. You can kind of bring this lot out like so. And then, you know, say we want to zone in, you know, another little business up here. We can do that. And don't go right up against the road. You can see there's a little dip here. So go over a notch and just, you know, zone in like a little building right there. Just like so. And you can do that a couple times. And then that gives you plenty of room. You know, you don't have to fill up every single square. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't have to. And now that those are built, we can go in. We can kind of level this, then grab our, you know, our tree placing tool, and we can just start dropping in, you know, dropping some oak trees here. And this area is going to be kind of, you know, a little forested area. So a little forest area, and then we could bring this walking path back through if we wanted to. You know, just a nice little green space for our citizens to walk through. Like that. Now, just pretty it up. Just go crazy. Just kind of start dropping stuff all over the place. Put a couple of spruce trees in. You know, put a couple in some clumps like that. Wildflower bushes, give things a little color. Doesn't have to, you know, doesn't have to be perfect. Just Has to be. There you go. And now we have almost like a tiered city, but it doesn't look like we literally carved it out with a spatula. You know, we're just not taking big, huge chunks out. This is what I've done earlier. You can see I've just used these trees to kind of hide this a little bit. And then here's another one. You can see this is kind of cut out a little bit too much. So let's just go in and again, make your tools small. You know, small tools are okay if you know what you're doing with them. And we'll just kind of level that out and then, yeah, fix that. Now we've got, you know, nice little businesses tucked in. And you can add trees. You can do all kinds of stuff as you want to. And just kind of develop this area in little bits. Don't do it all in one whack. Just little bits at a time. You know, you can get really creative up here. You know, you can just do all different kinds. You don't have to make it completely fill in everything. Just kind of, you know, it's not flat land. It's kind of goofy spot on the map, and you can make it work for you by just being careful and deliberate and not worrying about packing everything in, because I mean eventually you're going to change it anyways. All right, we're almost to the next progression. I'll see you then. Dun, 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 dun. Milestone unlocked. We are on Large Village, milestone number 3. Now we get $800,000, 3 more development points, and then 5 more squares. But with that comes some specialized zoning. We have livestock farming that we can get into. We have stone mining that we can get into. And we also have the fire rescue police. I think in the next episode, we're not going to do the specialized zoning in this one. We're going to worry about the fire and the police stations real quick, and then that's going to be it kind of on this episode. And again, as you can see, I'm kind of working on this corner, this little commercial corner, and we're just adding in stuff slowly. Put a little walking path right here, a few more businesses that we're going to put in here. We're just going to slowly add stuff in down here and fill this area out so that it looks as natural as we can make it, because you know I'm all about squares, so angles are weird for me. All right, now whenever you unlock a milestone like we just did, anytime you unlock education, it means your people are going to want education. Anytime you unlock a service, you better get ready to provide it, because what's going to happen now that we have fire, we're going to start having fires. And now that we have police, we're going to start having crime. So you want to prevent those things. Fire is very, very easy to begin with. You have one firehouse. You can unlock other ones if you go into the progression. You can unlock emergency shelters, and that's for tornadoes, things of that nature. A fire watch tower, so if you're in a highly forested area, you can put those up, and those help look out for forest fires. And I think that does reduce the chance, yes, of forest fires. Then you have a fire station, which is an even bigger fire hall, but it costs, you know, $2.1 million and $235,000 a month. We're just going to go with the tiny little firehouse. 120 grand and $20,000 a month. And for now, we're just going to centrally locate that close to a main road so that our fire people can get to their respective emergencies. I don't want it on the highway. Again, this crosses our highway, so we want it on our main road. And I think, you know, that's a little far from our industry, but we're going to expand this way. And I think that'll be all right. Let's pause it for just a second. Where do we want to put? I think. Yeah, I think we're gonna put it right down here. We're gonna put it right, just a little hill here. We're going to drop it just right across the street from the police station, because we're gonna put the police station right here. Let's put our fire, and now everyone's happy. You see all of our citizens are happy because they have fire coverage. How fire coverage works is As long as you have employed people, you will get fire coverage. And then what happens when there's a fire, they will dispatch a fire truck. And then that fire truck goes out into the world and puts out the fires. Right now we don't have any employees. That's not good. And then so we're going to just zone in some more low-res housing, hopefully to promote people to move to the area. We have a lot of empty positions right now. 53 empty positions. So I really need to not build any more businesses until we get those filled. Okay, there you go. 6 of 8 employees. And only time there's a vehicle is in use. We can actually dispatch up to 5 or 4 fires with the fire, good old fire and rescue center. Then if we need to, we can actually expand this for a fee and add a bigger garage, and that'll add us 4 more fire engines when the time comes. But right now, all we need is that one. Now, on to the police. The police is a little bit different, but actually different but similar. And we're just going to drop it right here. Again, we're going to be on a main road close to the highway. Now, how the police work, again, the same. We're going to employ 12 people. We're going to have 6 police cruisers, and then we can actually make a bigger garage and then add to our police vehicles. We can get 6 more. How those police vehicles work, and I'm going to show you. This is how this works, if you've been wondering. You can see our police vehicles coming out. And as they patrol and as they go by an area, they're going to tick down crime. So as crime goes up, these cars patrol by and they kind of lower the incidence of crime in that area as they patrol. So eventually what you want to watch for as your city gets bigger and bigger and bigger is, do you have enough patrol vehicles that they're driving past an area enough times, because every time they go past an area, it's going to lower the crime incidence. If you start having areas where the crime is going up, it's because there's not enough vehicles out patrolling, or it's because the traffic and other things, the cars can't get there fast enough. So it's always something to think about. And they just ran like a Roomba. They just go out and randomly patrol. I don't know if there's method to their madness. I've yet to find a method. I think they just roam around. And sometimes they will respond to incidents if you have incidences of crime, but most of the time they're just going to be patrolling. And as they patrol, the people in the neighborhood, they see the police car, and then they do less bad stuff. That's how the police work. Eventually, again, we can get more police stations. We can get a bigger police headquarters. And then eventually you get into prisons, and also a central intelligence agency, which helps lower crime rates citywide. But I mean, eventually you're going to have to incarcerate people and put them in jail and deal with all that stuff. But I've got a city up to like 20,000 people, and I've still yet to have to build a jail. So don't go rushing building jails. You're just not going to need them. Not going to need them. All right, and that's it for this one. San Carlos. We have all kinds of more. We have more city services now. We have some education. We have 70 students in the elementary school, 38 in the high school, and things are going good. We are losing money at $110,000 a month, but that's okay. That's okay. That's part of it as you get into this and start adding things. That's just what happens. All right. Yeah. And the next episode, we'll probably get into some specialized industry, farming, rock quarries, and things of that nature. And we'll talk about how that affects your industry, because your specialized industry affects your industry. And that is all under this production tab, which we're going to unlock at the next milestone, which will be Grand Village. And then we can get, production panel. We can make some policies. It starts natural disasters. There's all different kinds of stuff that we get into at that next level. All right. And until next time, stay safe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.